This is a question that I get all the time, and I think it's time today that I answer this question. What is your turnover for the year? Well, I haven't done a video like this in a long time. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Q&A video where you guys have been sending me questions to answer on a YouTube video. I've selected about 15, 16, 17 questions that I will go through in today's video, including some really fun, really interesting, and super cool questions. So without further ado, smash that like button, be subscribed to the channel, and let's get on with today's video. The first question has come in and it goes a little like this. How do you go about paying yourself? All your orders come in, you bank the money, but customers are always returning items. Do you have an account with a certain amount to cover your refunds? Simple answer is kind of yes. We have a Monzo bank account, and within the Monzo app, you can actually set up pots, and we use them pots for all sorts like VAT, paying ourselves, paying the unit, a pot that we put money in to buy stock, a pot that we use for covering refunds, etc, etc. And then we just use them pots accordingly, and we literally use the pots as a very good way of making sure you have money in the correct areas of your business. Moving on to the next question, and it's a really good question. Darren asks, what percentage of your stock is coming in is from Vinted, and how much time per day do you spend on it and how? We don't spend that much time on Vinted. Maybe about 3 years ago, before the hype was absolutely real, we would spend maybe an hour a day on Vinted and probably snag up to 100 items a day. But because the competition is absolutely rife at the moment, and it will be for a while, we don't spend too much. We have saved searches, are very defined saved searches. We look for specific items and we go from there. If you're talking about percentage, I'd say maybe 2, 3, 4, 5% of our inventory stock comes from Vinted. I'm not saying don't source on Vinted. It's a fantastic way to source, but just be wary of your time. Time is the most important currency in this world, and I think on places like Vinted you could use your time up pretty darn quickly. Another great in-depth complex question coming in from ASA. Do you have a pre-planned list of items when you do your charity shops, or it's just based on price or profit margins? Also, if it doesn't sell on Vinted, do you relist after a certain amount of time? I have been reselling since I was 12 years old. I'm now 29. I have obviously been part-time for years upon years. When I was younger, I did it on and off. I have built a really good knowledge of and understanding of trends, followings, of specific items in clothing and trainers when it comes to charity shopping. And the reason why I've done clothing and trainers is because 90% of a charity shop, you guessed it, is full of clothing and trainers. So I think it's super important to be pretty hot on your brands and knowledge of clothing and trainers. And I think that's a good place to start. I will go into charity shops with a list in my head of items and brands and materials I'm particularly looking out for, and I'll buy them if the profit is there. As long as I can double my money after fees and postage, 9 times out of 10, I will pick it up. And I think you've got to continuously look on the news, look what celebrities are wearing, look at what celebrities are endorsing, and follow them trends, because they're the things that people are going to want. And your second question is, do I relist? Yes, of course I relist. I relist on eBay every 3 months, the items that are coming over the 3-month cycle. I relist, I give it a slightly new title, I drop the price, I sell similar, I do all that good stuff, make sure it has a new, fresh listing on eBay. And trust me when I say this, but you want to be doing that every single day. If you can select 3 items or 4 items or 5 items a day to sell similar, I guarantee you'll get some sales coming through. This is a question that I get all the time, and I think it's time today that I answer this question. What is your turnover for the year? I'm guessing, Bearded Geek, you mean what did I turn over in 2024? And I will tell you today, I'm just going to be brutally honest, straight up, Here we go. Last year, right at the start of the year, it was a difficult time for us because we were transitioning into a new business, a new limited company, etc., etc. eBay alone, we did over £105,000 turnover in 2024. Combine that with Amazon, we probably did about 28 to 30 grand on Amazon. That's turnover. So you're probably looking at around about 130 to 135,000 pound in the year of 2024. Fingers crossed that this year we can expect higher. We have got a target of 170,000 pound on eBay, and a little sneak peek, we are probably on track for that so far this year. This is a fantastic question. I absolutely love questions like this. Simple questions, but effective. What's the most profit you've made on a single item? I'm going to give you 2 items here, and that's got to be the Emu insoles. That has been a fantastic buy. We paid £1 each for them, and we've sold over 115 of them for £17.95, which is pretty incredible. I think I did an Instagram post on this, and I think I'm over £700, £800, £900 worth of profit. And I also brought a Lego set in the car boot in Spalding, probably a year and a half ago now, and that set had multiple sets within inside it, and I think I paid 50 quid and I sold all the sets within that one set for over £1,600. So they're my 2 biggest singular item flips that I've achieved on eBay. Do you set aside a rough estimate for taxes per item sold at the end of each month once the balance is all cleared? What a great question, Bevloy. Absolutely cracking question. And it kind of goes back to when I say we have pots within the Monzo account. Our Monzo account has direct debits set to the pots every single day. So we do, in fact, make sure that we put a monetary value aside based on percentages per day on our taxes, 100%. If we can put like 30, 40, 50 quid a day to cover our taxes, we're going to do that. It makes great business sense, and it just puts a little less pressure on yourself and your business in the future. So yes, we do. Now, this is my brother, Connor Talks Reselling. He has got a wrestling channel. His link will be in the description below. So go and give him a subscribe from me if you are interested in WWE content. He is the guy for you. He's asked me, why are you nerd? I wanted to be a superhero, to be honest, mate, but the cape just didn't fit. And nobody else is going to get that reference because it's an inside joke. Anyway, let's move on to the next question. Absolutely love this question. A great question. This comes in from Joe Lever, one of my best mates, if not my best mate ever. What first got you into the reselling game? Well, this is a really interesting story, to be honest. Like, when I used to work as a farmer in Elsoms, we used to employ cover work and temp work to help us out in like rough seasons or like when we were really super busy. And we hired in a couple of people, and one of the ladies that we hired in fact, did a little bit of reselling on the side, and she kept talking to me about it every single day, and I absolutely fell in love with the idea of what she was doing. She was going into charity shops, into car boots, buying things for like 2-3 quid and selling it for like 25-30 quid, and I thought that was amazing. Like, I was like, oh my days, I need to do a little bit of this. She then introduced me to George Ross's YouTube channel. So again, huge shout out to George Ross as well. And I was like, this is something I feel like I could do and that I have a little bit of like knowledge on, because my dad used to do it a little bit. My granddad's a bit of a wheeler dealer. And yeah, it's just always run in the family. So I thought I could give this a go. I could give this a shot. This is awesome. Like, people going out there, buying things cheap and selling it for a bit more on eBay. And now, look at us. We started in our bedroom, and now we have a warehouse. We're fully fledged. We're a limited company. We're paying VAT. It's absolutely insane, all in the space of 5 years. So massive shout out to the lady that I spoke to when I was in Elsoms. If you are watching this video, I owe you a lot. You're a freaking legend, love. And I absolutely love the fact that you got me into this game. Another great question that comes from Anagram Flips, aka Hanro. What is your best tip for making contacts? Just don't be afraid. Go to Car Boots. Car Boots is where I've made some of the best ever contacts ever. I always talk to the house clearance people. They are probably the best people that you want to get into, especially if you're new in this game. Just go up to them, explain to them what you do. 9 times out of 10, they are absolutely sound as a pound, and they will want to work with you. So just don't be afraid to get up early, go to a car boot. Even if you don't find anything in the car boot, speak to people, speak to like the house clearance guys, get their number, talk to them, message them. Just do not be afraid. Ask them if they've got an email, ask if you can go and see their operation. Just do not be afraid to make contacts in this game. It's super, super important. Be friendly, be nice, explain what you do. 9 times out of 10, they will want to work with you. We've got a question coming in from We Can Flip That. What are you using? Which GoPro, mic, stand, label printer, car mount and accessories? Very, very good question. And I think this will surprise quite a lot of you. I use the Boya lapel mics, which is this mic here, BOYA. Paid £100 for 2 of them. It comes with all the accessories, all the kit that you need. You can plug it into your GoPro, your iPhone 16, Androids. It has an aux adapter. It has all the adapters that you will ever need. I just use my iPhone 16 Pro. Always used iPhone. I always get the new iPhone every 2 years. And I just literally just use my phone. When it comes to label printers, I have the GK420D. Don't use any car mounts. Like, you should see what I'm mounting my phone on now. I've literally got a Question of Sport trivia game backed up on another Cluedo box. That is literally all I have. Like, I don't use any mounts or anything like that. Thrifted Gem Store asks a great question. Would you recommend listing on Vinted as well? 100,000% yes. I think cross-listing on places like eBay, Amazon and Vinted to try and conquer all 3 sides of the triangle is super, super important. I think if you can get one sale somewhere else, it might not particularly do well on another marketplace, then you might as well crack it. Like, just do it. You have to sell on places like Vinted. Vinted is astronomical. The amount of footfall that is on that app is absolutely crazy. The amount of people that are searching for stuff on that app is mental. You have to be doing Vinted in today's game, 100%. He also goes on to ask, if you could only sell one category from now, which one would it be and why? This is a fantastic question. My head says one answer and my heart says another, and we're going to explain. My heart says trainers and clothing, because that's where it all started. I absolutely love clothes. I absolutely love trainers. I collect Nike Dunks myself. Yeah, I collect football shirts. I collect all sorts of weird and wonderful 80s, 90s clobber. Absolutely love it. But I'm going to say electronics. A bit of a pain in the butt to pack. But where are you going to buy used 80s, 90s, noughties, hi-fi systems, VHS systems, brand new like Blu-rays? You're not going to go to places like Amazon and stuff like that. Like, that sort of stuff just doesn't exist on Amazon. So I think eBay is a great place to sell broken electronics, used electronics from all over the decades. I just think electronics are just amazing. Like, genuinely, yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with electronic. This is a great question, and I'm not too sure how to answer this, but Henry says, how to scale your business? And I think the simple answer to this, Henry, is buy. I think you need to buy, and sell. It sounds super, super easy. I get that. But the more you can buy, the more that you can sell, and then you can reinvest that money into bigger and better items in the future. I think you start by selling your random clobber and your random stuff that you've got all over the house. That's a great start to build up a cash pile. Then you use that cash pile and just be really strict with yourself and go, right, I'm going to go and buy all I can with £500. You then spend all that £500 and then just wait until it's all sold. Not all of it, but the majority of it sold. You then be with, like, hopefully, if you've done some due diligence, we were left with like 1,500 quid. I don't know. I'm just plucking out numbers. You then just reinvest that 1,500 quid. But what I would say is go to car boot sales and make contacts with the house clearance guys. I've said it time and time again in this video, but it's super important, like super, super important. You want to be buying as cheap as possible, and that's where you're going to get stuff. And that is how you're going to scale your business quicker. It's all about your buying power. If you can buy stuff at a reasonable rate and reasonably cheap, and you found them contacts, you're forever going to scale up, up and up. I hope that kind of answers it, Henry. I'm not too sure if it did. So if it doesn't, please let me know in the comment section below. Project games. I had to just include this. Who is your favorite card seller? I think it's James Collects, you know. Nah, it's you, mate. It's you, buddy. I love card resellers. I love watching their content. I think they're super interesting. I love how quick and efficient their processes are. And I just cannot believe how much money there is in cardboard. It's absolutely insane. I love Project Games. I love Vinny. I love James Collects. Them three are they're my boys. I've watched them since I started. If I have to choose a favorite, I'm going to choose RummageAround. This is probably one of my favorite questions of the day because it's not about reselling, it's a little bit about myself, and I just love it. Would you be happy if Spurs wins the league if Arsenal could win the Champions League? I think this is a fantastic question, and I want to open the floor to all of you guys. If there is any fellow Gooners watching this video, let me know the answer to this question because this is fantastic. For me, the answer is, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I cannot believe I am going to say this, but yes. We've never ever won it before. I think it's such a prestigious trophy and we need that in our trophy cabinet. Will it happen anytime soon? I do not think so, but we can only dream. S. Kane has asked, when you first became a full-time reseller, what kind of salary did you get on an annual basis? I'm guessing you mean how much do I pay for myself when it comes to reselling. When I first started, I can tell you now, I was below minimum wage. And I took that opportunity and I just took it and ran with it. I could see the potential in reselling. I could see my future as becoming a full-time reseller. So when I first took the jump and left my job, I definitely didn't pay myself anywhere near a minimum wage. I was on rock bottom prices. It was very, very tough. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, just thank you all for the support as well. Because just being able to talk to some of you guys on a day-to-day basis has really helped and just put my mindset in a better place. Because like I said, I struggled when I first took the jump and the leap of faith of becoming a full-time reseller. And I just want to also stress, you don't have to become a full-time reseller if you don't want to. There's nothing wrong just doing this as a part-time gig, enjoying it, going out, doing it as a hobby. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So please do not think you have to be a full-time reseller just because people on the internet tell you so. It's not true. You don't have to do it. I just did it because I was sick and tired of the corporate world and I just wanted to work for myself. So when it comes to salary, when I first did it, it was below minimum wage. Love this question from Steve. Absolutely love this question. Do you get anyone kicking off or annoyed when filming in charity ships or car boots? Charity ships? Yeah, we're going to stick with that. No, never have I ever been kicked out or kicked off or anything really. I know people have and I can see why, but at the end of the day, it's a public place. I do it quite discreetly because it's on my phone. And I'm not boisterous about it. I don't just shove the camera in people's faces and just record reactions and stuff. I never have done. I'm not a very negative person whatsoever. I'm quite a positive person. I try and have a laugh if anyone mentions it. But no, never has anybody kicked off at me while filming in a charity shop or car boot. And the final question goes something like this. It's something I've not got it saved on my MacBook for some reason, but it goes always wanted to know what you did before you became a full-time reseller. Obviously, I'll have a screenshot here anyway. Very great question. I love this question. I was in fact a full-time seed specialist. It's kind of like the science behind the farming, if that makes sense. So I was technically a farmer, but it was more like the science behind it. Really cool job, really interesting. I bet 99% of you guys who are watching this video didn't even realize that you could breed vegetables. So yeah, I was a breeder in vegetables and I helped set up all the trials. We used to do tens of millions of thousands, 100,000 trials every single year on creating the perfect carrot, the perfect broccoli, the perfect wheat. Used to absolutely love it. I'm not going to lie. I love the people. And that's one thing I would say. I actually miss the people. I love the farming life. I used to do it for 6-7 years. We used to mess around with changing the color of the crops as well. So we were working on purple carrots, purple sprout and broccoli. Because back in the day, purple was the color that all the supermarkets wanted. So then the farmers had to come to us to see if we could breed that, and then obviously fulfill their orders that way. It was a really super interesting job. But basically I was an over-glorified farmer that worked behind the science of like the genetics and the breeding of certain plants and vegetables and arable crops. Long hours, like a hella long hours. I'd be waking up sometimes 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't finish at like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. So you're talking like 15-hour, 16-hour days in the height of summer. But again, wouldn't change it for the world, to be honest. It's something that I've absolutely loved all my life. I've always wanted to have my own farm. I've always wanted to live in a bit of land. So yeah, you never know what the future may hold when it comes to that sort of things. I'm hoping in the next 5 to 10 years, RummageAround will be on some sort of land with its house, its unit, all together. And obviously we do have horses as well. The missus has horses, so we can have some land for the horse as well. That would be fantastic. But anyway guys, I hope that was an interesting video, some cool, absolutely amazing questions, and hopefully I answered all them questions and they were the sort of answers you wanted. I've been your boy Kieran, and I'll see you beautiful lot in the next one. If you did enjoy this video, please let me know in the comment section below. If you would like more of these videos, also let me know in the comment section below. Just thought it was a super different, interesting video. Get to know me a little bit more. We've had such a massive influx of subscribers recently, so I think this is a nice sort of icebreaker video for the new subscribers out there. Again, just want to say thank you so much for the support. You guys are legends. Honestly, love every single one of you that takes the time to watch me talk about tat on the internet. So thank you guys for watching. I've been your boy Kieran, and I'll see you beautiful lot in the next one. Bish, bash, flippin', bosh!